I was at risk of redundancy again, and so was all of my team. So I wasn't exactly in a happy mood, and so I needed to get out of the office. So I said to Kathy, can I come along to your school and just be at the back of the classroom, just join in with a class for a bit, like once a week. So I turned up one afternoon and she took me into the class and said, introduced me to the class teacher, and she said, oh, here's Gordon, he's going to do a demonstration lesson. Obviously I wasn't as good at communicating as I thought I was. I certainly wasn't there to give a demonstration lesson. And then Kathy walked out of the room and left me there. So anyway, I observed the teacher sort of taking the register and things, and two things struck me. First was that little boy. Now, usually when you're talking about little boys, they're naughty boys, but this one was absolutely keen, really interested, focusing absolutely on the teacher. This little black boy was amazing. So as soon as she asked a question, up his hand went, please miss, please miss, please miss. Okay, the problem was that her reaction to him was, oh, wait a minute, so stop, give someone else a chance, wait, stop. So you got this little boy, as keen as mustard, who was actually being told to stop being keen, and that worried me. At the other side of the classroom, there were half a dozen little girls. It was a year one class, by the way, not my favourite year, and they were Bangladeshi and not long in the country, and obviously didn't speak very much English, and were not paying any attention to the teacher at all because they couldn't understand her. Anyway, she finished the register and I went to give a demonstration lesson, completely unprepared. But it was the time when people were using big books, and so I'd got this big book I was holding up and asking the children questions. But instead of asking all of the class the questions and getting one person to answer, I put them into groups of 3 as it happened. I asked a question, and the little black boy was, please, sir, please miss, please miss, of course, please miss, please miss. And I was saying, no, tell your group. So he had to answer every question. He got to speak every time, even though he wasn't speaking to me. And the girls, they had to talk to each other. And there was one who spoke quite a lot of English who was translating for the others. So there was a support network going on. And I just want to promote that idea of putting children into groups and asking them questions and getting them to talk about those questions in groups rather than you speaking directly to the whole class and just getting one answer back. And it reminds me of the last ever parents' evening we went to. It was our adopted daughter's last ever parents' evening, thank heavens. Anyway, the last meeting was with the humanities teacher, and she said, well, you did very well in class, but why didn't you write about the Lusitanian in your assessment? And that little light in my daughter's eye went out, and I said to her, what's the Lusitania? And she said, I don't know. And the teacher's mouth literally dropped open. But, she said, we had that wonderful discussion. And the question is, who did she mean by we? And she meant she had had a wonderful discussion, with that girl and that girl and that girl and that girl, and maybe that boy. But my daughter, with her big brown eyes looking straight at the teacher, was thinking about Jonathan. Oh, Jonathan. And not concentrating on the teacher at all. So if you're having a class discussion, it doesn't work because at least 50% of your students are thinking about their Jonathans or something else. They're not concentrating like that little black boy. They're not concentrating like him. They're thinking about something else. So putting adults into groups to talk about the questions you ask is a much more productive and helpful way of teaching. The question is, of course, what sort of questions should you ask? And what you shouldn't ask is one-word questions. Or one-word answers like, when did the First World War start? That's no good at all. You need things that involve the children in longer discussions. For children who are struggling, EAL children, often lists are a good idea. How many parts of a soldier's uniform can you name? That's a good way to, that sort of list is a good way of getting children to talk together. Of course, why questions often help. Why did the First World War start? What led up to it? All of those things. There's a lot there that can be talked about. And of course, your opinion. Did you like so-and-so? If so, why? Why not? Those are 3 different sorts of questions, and there are lots more. But we need to be thinking about questions that are asking for deep thinking and not just a trivial one-word answer. Well, have a go. See if you can do things like that. It's ever so easy, and as you saw, my little Year 1 class takes no preparation at all, which is always a good thing.